Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Welcome to Open Mic Night. I'm your host, Abe Cias. For those that are tuning in over stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And for those who follow my shorter TikToks under Abe Cias895, good evening, everybody. This is a take two to see if the chat is going to work. With some technical difficulties with the chat. So here we go. Let me share out this live feed and see who pops up. Try one more time, see if it works. If not, I might have to go live up on YouTube, but then we won't be able to do the live. There we go. The chat is working now. There we are. We're all shared out, brothers and sisters. Who do we got here? We got Roger Blair. How you doing? Now I can see you, brother Roger. We got cousin Jesse. So let's see if this link's gonna work as I'm fixing to drop it. There we go. So how's everybody doing today? See, I'm able to flex now. Flex the muscles here. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's just I'm able to show off my shirt without lowering down. I can lower it down a little bit here, so you could actually see the shirt here that I'm wearing. So you give it some light. It's there we go. Just don't like it the light too bright, but maybe I might need to do it a different color here. There we go. Yeah, man. Notice on my chair that I normally sit down on, one of the legs on it is bent, so I figure that's what was causing my back pain and stuff. It's probably was making me feel kind of sleepy and stuff. You know, when if the chair is bent or crooked, then it can cause like your nerves or the thoracic nerve to act a certain way. So I put it to the side for tonight, and I got this other chair which is actually pretty comfortable. I can work with this, and I'm able to see. It feels comfortable, and I'm just here relaxing, man. So we got here tonight. We got running the voice, cousin Jesse. Well, there's a link, cousin Jesse. You want to jump on, man? It's open mic night. Don't be shy. I do got. I was sharing some photos earlier. Maybe I can share those photos again. I got two short reels that I created, but there's one in particular that I wanted to share. But I was trying to see there'll be more people, so I can before I share it, and it's dealing with what seems to be like a rake. What people call a rake, and I was sharing that photo earlier. There you go. Let's see. There we go. Who do we got? Beyond the box. How you doing, sister Brenda? So I wanted to, yeah, probably go back to the what I shared earlier. Since I'll wait for somebody to try to jump on. Whoever wants to jump on, you can hit that. Okay, I see you, cousin Jesse. There you go. How you doing,
Hello there,
cousin?
cousin. How you doing?
All right, all right. Yeah, your name didn't pop up here, but I seen the message down there. It's acting strange today. You seen what happened at the beginning? I couldn't see nobody in the chat.
Yeah, no, I was on the chat, so was Rain and Luandita, but they haven't made it back yet.
Yeah, so it was acting up.
Hello, Beyond the Box.
So the chair makes me look different.
Makes you look taller.
What's that?
It makes you look taller.
Yeah. The other one was just a regular chair to relax. This is one of those for the desk that I'm sitting on.
One of those office chairs.
And I haven't, man, worked out for about 2 weeks. I just been taking it easy.
Hello, Juan Cubo.
Juan Avila, how you doing?
Yeah, well, at least we know the link is working.
Yeah, it's working. So what do you know about this rakes, primo? What do you call them? Is there a different name for them
No,
that
they're
we know in
called rigs.
Spanish?
They're called rigs, man.
They've always
That's
been
what,
called rakes.
as far as I know, they've been called rigs. They're evil looking. They're white as hell.
So are they like reapers?
Something like that, man. If you see one, they'll chase you down and kill you.
Well, you're not
Beat up
supposed
your
to
dick.
make eye contact with them.
You're not supposed to see them at all.
So if you see them, then you're asking. It's like a death wish, eh?
Yep, you're praying for death. If it sees you, if you haven't seen it, if it sees you, you're dead, man.
If you make eye contact with it.
No, if it sees you, you're dead.
I guess I'm still kicking it because he was looking at me. There's the one from earlier.
Oh yeah, I see this with fingers.
Yeah, we'll do the close up of. I think that's the original close up of. I mean the original photo. Yeah.
Sorry, man. I got out of the hospital and my nose has been running ever since. I can't catch it. That
Which one of those two, Primo? That one is a good one, or this
one's a
one?
good one. You can actually see it right there.
This one.
Yep.
Look at that finger that I was pointing out to you, Primo.
Yeah, pointing back at it.
I don't know. It's his finger. It looks like a thumb because there's the other fingers.
It
There's
could be
the
a thumb.
arm. That's a long thumb, ain't it?
Yep. They got their feet inverted, man. They look more like a like a grasshopper than anything else. The giant grasshopper.
Just look at the
Like I said,
guns.
they're pretty fast. They're faster than shapeshifter.
Yeah, you could see the hand, the face. The only thing is, where's the body at, man? Is it on the other side, or
It's camouflaging, but yeah, it's on the other side. It's only showing the head and the hand.
so they know how to blend in with the environment?
Oh yeah. Come on, guys. It's open mic night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Sharon
open
is
mic
Karen.
for whoever wants to jump on, share a story. There's a link right there. I'm just sharing this photo. You know, of his. The only thing I know, he's got a long thumb. You can see the other. I think the other finger is as long as the thumb, man. So he's got all long fingers,
Oh yeah, it does. It has real long fingers, and like I said, the feet and legs are inverted.
and he's just looking. Do you think? Oh, there's Sister Brenda right there. How you doing, Sister Brenda? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I thought I heard Jesse say, "Are you scared?"
Mm,
Yeah, that's what he
some-
said.
something like that. But I'll do it
Okay.
for a couple of Scooby snacks.
Yeah, I'm not scared. What is that? Where did you get that?
Mm.
From the location that I believe that the man that passed away is from that video.
Oh,
You know, the man that I found the truck out there in the woods.
yeah.
Well, I have another picture of that, but that was right by the area where I believe the body might have been.
Mm.
And as you can see, it's feeding on a body.
You can see the face and everything. You see the long fingers.
Yeah,
What do you think that is, Sister Brenda?
maybe whatever got him.
Well,
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, we don't really know what that guy looked like, do we?
he didn't look like that. That's for damn sure.
Well, I would hope not.
The who look like?
The guy that was in the truck.
Yeah, I think I have a might have a picture of him. You know, with the picture that the news put out. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, Jesse's right. I don't think he looks like that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
My poor little puppy, Jesse, didn't eat no dinner tonight. He's been laying around sleeping. I think his pancreas is bothering him again.
But I tell you what, man. Uh, Mine didn't get nothing, no scraps. So she went to her dog food and just tore it up.
Yeah, I don't want him having anything else but boiled chicken in his regular uh, food that I buy him that costs me an arm and a leg. Um, Because I think anything else, it just upsets him. So I still at least have some of his medicine from when I spent $900 at the vet. So thank God.
Damn, and as far as dog food goes, I might nothing but pedigree.
I don't use pedigree. I use nature's. What is it? Nature's. It's a yellow bag, but I don't. I don't like pedigree. Every time I give pedigree to any of my dogs, they get really bad gas and they get diarrhea. So pedigree isn't really good.
Well, she's got
Nature's
her,
recipe. Nature's recipe is really good.
she's
It
got her,
has,
her pedigree, and she gets table scraps. Look,
yeah,
wherever it hits the floor, it belongs to her.
yeah. That's the way it is in my house. It's like if anything hits the floor, the dogs dive for it. So, but Nature's recipe has got no grain in it, and it's strictly chicken, pumpkin, and sweet potato, which is really good for dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the fella. I'll show a
Yeah,
picture of
I would hope
how he
not.
looks. This how he looks,
Oh, hmm.
or how he looked.
Mm.
Well, maybe he wasn't a very good person. And that just kind of disfigured it. I
I
don't know.
don't know.
I don't know.
Uh, God rest his soul.
I mean, that's pretty sad. What, he just drove out there and parked his truck and
And
just
this,
went out there and died?
I do not know, Sister Brenda.
That's so weird.
All I know is I'm the one that found the truck out there.
that's the guy that was found dead by Primo and his truck near
Yeah.
where he lived.
What do you think
Elmswood.
about that photo right there, Sister
Elmswood.
Brenda?
Uh, well, it's hard to see. I still can't see out of my right eye, so.
Yeah, take a look at the what's on the ground. This what was on the ground that I didn't see. Well, if there was anything underneath it, it was like a tarp.
Huh. What? The black thing over it's a tarp?
This is a tarp. Yeah, I just don't know what this is.
Oh,
I never. It looks like a silhouette of a person actually. If you look at it,
yeah.
I don't know which one you give you a better look. But you know, if he had been already deceased for a long time, well, the body deteriorates and all that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But when I went back to that area, that wasn't there anymore.
Wow.
Uh, After they did the investigation, that tarp or whatever wasn't there no more.
Hmm. Did you, when you went out there, when you found the truck, did you smell decomp anywhere?
No,
Oh, he
So
might
he
have
not
had
at
been
all.
just
dead
that.
for a long time.
But he had been missing for 2.5 months, just about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure the wildlife out there probably picked his bones clean. So,
Like cousin Chissy said, the rake.
hmm,
You
poss-
got him, son.
oh, that, if there's a rake out there, I would definitely move far away. Far away.
No, telling people those things are fast.
It's probably what I hear running around out there,
It could be. Yeah.
Hi, Primo Ivy.
But from what
running
I,
around me and was running around that night. There's something running around out there.
but from what I I understand about them is they're not afraid of people. They're pretty. They can be pretty. They'll head on you, basically.
Like I tell them, if it sees you, you're just dead.
Yeah.
Hello, Edna Wilson. How you doing?
Edna, Ivy, Andreas. Hi, everyone.
And the other image I captured was of this one.
Oh,
Oh wow, that one's pretty dark.
that's pretty big.
Yeah, I made a short real video of it. Uh,
Hello, Lawrence.
and this image here,
You can see the eyes.
possibly
Wow.
two. One up here and
Yep,
one down here.
yep. You can see the eyes on the second one, and the one standing up.
I got the short reels for it. You know, I created two short reels earlier. I haven't created the one for the rake yet.
You know, am I wrong by saying that death brings us things around, and they come in many numbers? I mean, I would think, yeah, because they were all trying to get their licks in, but that's a lot just to be in one area where something like that happened.
Well, I have the video and I played it, and it was activity all throughout the video where they're telling me to get out of there, they're gonna
Right.
kill me, and all kinds of things.
Oh, they were
But
being brave.
I had to go through all that just to get to the truck. I guess I didn't know the truck was out there.
Right.
Then I was led to that other location, which I gave all that information to the cops, and I believe uh, that's how he was found. The information I gave, I told him about the little camp that was out there with him and with some kind of umbrella. You know, it looks like one of those patio umbrellas.
Yeah,
There you go.
I just can't understand why anybody drive their truck out there. Maybe they drove him to it. Maybe they were in his head.
I don't know, man.
Well,
It's like
uh, I heard he had problems. He was having, I guess, issues. I don't know it was depression or if he was on the bad road. I do not know. I mean, I didn't know the guy, so I would have known nothing about him. But from what other people say, he was up to he was on the bad road.
like I said, I was saying, I don't know, man. I had a ex brother who went fishing at night, and he would put the bait in a bucket and throw the bucket behind him inside the water, the salt water. I would tell him, you just wanting to start to take you.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. The things people do.
I'm telling you, and then he would go at night.
Yeah,
Not.
I used to train at night all the time.
And me too, but going fishing and throwing the bait bucket behind you while it's tied to your waist is totally different.
Hey,
Waiting out in the water up to your chest is like really dangerous, man.
You
yeah.
would go in the ocean,
He would go in the ocean, yeah.
Oh. No. See, now I used to do deep sea.
sharks
I
and
used to,
stingrays.
yeah, I used to do deep sea fishing with my uncle, but we would go out on a boat.
No, he would walk out there. He would
No,
wait
that's foolish.
in the
He was
dark with
So he wasn't worried about the sirens, about the mermaids,
he wasn't worried about nothing, man, except
not
catching.
even the sharks.
You know, obviously not if he threw that bait bucket behind him when it was tied to his fucking waist.
But where would he go fishing at?
out here in South Texas, man, at the port.
It's Port Mansfield.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
you would wade in the water and put the damn shrimp on the hook, and then put all the bag of live shrimp inside the bucket, and throw the bucket behind him and wade into the water.
And you go fishing.
Yeah, you go chest deep while the whole fucking bait was swimming in the bucket.
Now that's crazy. I grew up in California and I grew up on the beach. And even if I had a cut on me that had any kind of blood on it, we would be told don't go in the water because they could smell it for miles.
The great white sharks.
Those,
Okay.
any shark, really.
Hello, Amber. Yeah, man, he would like put the thing on the hook, and then put the bait in the bucket, close the bucket, throw it behind him, and wait out shit waist deep at night
Oh,
while
jeez.
the bait was tied to his waist.
Did he have a death wish?
I don't know, man. I would sit up on the fucking beach and watch. If I saw him go under, then I was gone.
Such
That's crazy,
loyalty,
man.
Jesse. Such
Hey,
loyalty.
you want to hear about my loyalty? My ex took me out into the water at night at the beach. Yeah, the beach is like 30, 45 minutes away from here. And something rubbed across my leg. By the time she got up out of the water, because I threw forward. By the time she got up out of the water, I was on the beach head.
It was probably seaweed, Jesse.
I don't know what it was, but she found out I'm real loyal.
There's even like sea snakes out there too.
All I heard was thun him, thun him, thun him, thun him.
There's sea snakes, and then you got alligators too out there nowadays.
I don't know what it
Um,
was, man, but something brushed my leg, and by the time she got up, I was on the beach head saying, "Hey, come on in. Yeah, come this way."
Did you just throw her out further so you use her as bait?
Yeah.
Get her, not me.
The way I figured, if it was hungry, it would eat her. I would be on the beach.
Wait, were you married to her at the time, or was she your ex at the time?
Who's the ex?
Oh, okay. Well, then I can understand. I can understand that. Oh my God, Jesse. Note to self: any ex of Jesse's is shark bait.
Damn right. Even if they my current girlfriend, we get into a situation where something needs to be eaten. Bye, baby. I love you.
Now I got to think about that whole me having your back, Jesse. Are you just going to run away and leave me in a firefight?
No, hey. If it's human, I'm right there with you. But
Okay,
if it's a shark or a fucking crocodile, I love you. Bye.
just checking.
Because I'll fight just about anything, but except a shark or anything like that.
Oh, Jesse, you're a hoot.
they, survival of the fittest.
I'm
Yeah,
very fit.
survival of the fittest.
Don't say it too loud, cousin Jesse. She'll say, "Hey, let's go fishing." She'll pull you out the wheelchair, man.
Look at Andres go, dude, really, Jesse? Damn
Now,
right.
now, now, I don't know. See, in my case now, I know my wheelchair drives faster than you can run. So
I don't know,
if
behind
you
the
don't
box.
if you don't jump on or get in my lap, you're stuck there, man.
I don't know, behind the box. There's a story of me and a black horse. And I was running so fast, my feet weren't touching the ground. And if you look behind me, there was a whole thing of dirt flying. And I
Nick
wasn't touching the
Jesse.
ground.
Oh my god.
Just in the middle of the night, too, it was a black horse. We were doing the second picking on Banfield. It was dark as hell, and the man decided he wanted to smoke. So he went out on the field on the header to smoke. And as I was walking, I heard a crushing of leaves. And the faster I walked, the faster the leaves got crushed. So I looked back, and the truck is way over there. Next thing you know, I'm running. I look down, my feet ain't even touching the ground. I look back, there's a big old cloud of dust.
Look, Jesse, Lawrence says, hey, sharks have to eat too. Oh
You
my
know, they can eat the eggs or the girlfriend. They ain't eating me. That's why I don't eat shark meat.
Oh, Jesse. Ah,
Hey, my ex was wearing a nice bathing suit, but hey, if something's gonna get eaten, it's not gonna be me.
you remember that show, The Dating Game, Jesse?
Yep.
I could see your profile on that. Here is Bachelor number 2. If you go fishing with him, you may become bait.
If
Welcome, Nick Jesse.
you go to the beach with him at night, you might get eaten. Then you hear the music, ta-dum, 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 ta-dum. And I swear that movie ruined me for all kinds of. I'm pretty sure if I had gone out there with her, I would have got some. But hey, I threw her out there in front.
That
But
movie ruined a lot of people's perspective on the ocean. There was a lot of, like people didn't just go in the water anymore and play like they did after that show. So I think that was intentional, but hey, to
hey,
each their own.
to sum it all up, if I see a fin and it's like knee deep, yeah, I know it's a shark.
So, Abe, you gonna take Jesse fishing?
Is it fishing?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one thing we never done go fishing.
Nope, we never gone fishing. We might go during the day. It might even go at night, but if you go in the water, see ya.
I've swum in the water in the lakes over here, and uh, I was supposed to go skinny dipping this when I was younger. Because like, you could say I was in shape, and what was that near Belton Lake? Those houses that are up there on the cliffs. I was at
Yeah.
a party, and they say, "Hey, we're gonna go skinny dipping," and I said, "Well, shit, let me get a head start," because I knew a lot of those people were drunk, so I was going slow. So if they were coming down the hill because it's steep to go down to the knot where the water, where the lake was, but and I was waiting and waiting, nobody was coming down. So I said, "Screw it!" I just jumped in the water, started treading water, swimming. I'm treading. I started treading water, and I hear something in the wood line, branches breaking. Like, what the hell? I'm not looking. Next thing you know, I see something come out of the woods into the water and it's swimming, but it's living a streak like an alligator. The only thing
Oh,
you can see is a head,
yeah.
Time to go.
and that was my cue to like do not move. And once it's submerged underwater, man, that's when I swam back
Long
to
for
shore.
long
I
for
swam,
just
I
when you
swam back
find
to
it,
shore.
go in the water again.
Yeah. Well, when
Started
they
going
go
up.
under, when they go under, they whip around. That's when they whip around to get you because they grab you from like your feet or your thighs and pull you,
Yeah,
and then they death roll you. Is what they
uh,
call it.
I swam fast to the shore.
Yeah, like I'm out.
Um, I got the hell out of there, and I started walking up the ridge, back up the hill, right? And I get halfways, and I turn back down, and I was like, in my mind, I was thinking about the alligator, you know,
Yeah,
because that's just a scary situation. But next thing that happened was this: is I'm standing looking down towards the lake, right beside me, like maybe half a foot, 1 foot, possibly away from me, two large figures passed right in front of me, like they're running, one chasing the other, and they look like werewolves.
Wow.
That's right for freaking beside me. I could feel it. I couldn't even feel the gust of wind, because they were moving so fast. I think if I would have been a little bit like one step down, they would have ran. If there was something in the flesh, they would have ran me over. It was no deer
that
because they're
alligator,
running like twos.
that alligator had everybody running. Werewolves, you, everything. Wolves.
Well, it's kind of like I don't know if the alligator was on the hunt, I guess, because it's gonna go hunt for
Oh
fish or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But yeah, those two shaped skinwalkers, whatever the hell they were massive, and they passed right beside me, and they ran. They were just running, and but they could run real fast in a downhill situation. They were like moving fast.
Wow.
Yeah. So there is a lot of activity around Bilton Lake
yeah. I don't
when it
doubt
comes
that at
down
all.
to the
Well,
shaped skinwalkers, or in the manifestation of the werewolves, or what people want to call the dog man. To me, I call them werewolves or lycanthrope.
that's just another place I won't swim.
Yeah, Belton Lake has got if you're standing up on a shore at like sunset or sunrise, it's really pretty and the water's really calm. But with all the terrain that's around it and all of that, I don't doubt that there isn't a whole bunch of stuff in there, a whole lot of activity around there and everything.
There is a location down where you're in the water. There's another piece of land on the other side where it looks like it used to be like a waterfall at one point in time. And right there, that location right there, I wouldn't mind going up there. I'm thinking there is activity up there. Probably run into something up there, but yeah, they were huge. That's all I can tell you. And the same kind of activity that I seen there, I've seen it on Fort Hood because
Yeah,
they were passed right beside the tank, but they were taller than the tank. You could only see them, the big figures passing, but they're moving. They move pretty fast. Sometimes they'll walk slow, but sometimes they walk fast.
yeah.
Yeah, there's activity out there. I
Well,
believe it's skinwalker activity. Only God knows, Hood. I mean, as it is the area of the land used to be native land. Tonka ones were cannibals, so you think about cannibalism. You already got the shaped skinwalkers because of the dark art. And if they're cannibalistic, then you get the Wendigo.
right.
I'll tell you what, Primo. The same guy during the day we stopped at a little stream a couple miles from the port, and it was me, him, and some black guy, and we used a taraya to go in the water, and he had a piece, I had a piece, and what's the name had a piece, and we're walking in the water trying to catch a fish to use as bait. Well, the the taraya it jumped, which meant we caught a big fish. And we turned to tell the guy to hold the line, to hold on to what he had, and when we turned around, we saw just the top of his feet running on top of the water.
Oh God.
He wasn't black anymore. Yeah, that's that. The day that my ex-brother-in-law got his leg fucked up by the fish because we took it out of the water with a big old fucking katan, and we had to like beat it with a baseball bat to be able to kill it before we skinned it. So while we put it up on the tree with the tail, it fucked up his leg.
What happened to his leg?
His knee got popped out of place by the tail of the fish.
Wow.
We're talking alligator gar beyond the box.
Yeah. Yep. An alligator gars ain't no joke.
Had a friend who said, "That's not a fish, that's a creature."
Uh,
They look prehistoric.
yes, they do, and they are pretty mean. I
She
mean,
only
just
just has teeth.
then again, I guess if I was that ugly, I'd be kind of mean too. Oh, maybe that's why I am. but anyways, I'm going to jump off here and go in the chat for a little while. I can't stay very long. I have a very early morning tomorrow, long day.
Okay.
So,
Okay, Sister Brown, thank you for jumping on.
all right, thanks. I'll see you guys in the chat.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Well, I shared a couple of stories, primo.
Yeah, we're talking about some pretty interesting topics earlier during the day. There wasn't that many people. Uh, like that video where a track of time where when I replay the video, it repeats itself over and over and over. And there's no way he's going to repeat itself because when you were going live, you don't have the you don't get to rewind when you're doing it live.
No, no, you sure don't.
And I have a video where the same scenario repeats itself like 3 or 4 times. Which how is that possible? Shouldn't be. So what we got here.
Man, what are you trying to say, Ronnie? They invented electricity? Is is it like magic rays of sunshine that come down when you're feeling blue?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had gotten a phone call through Messenger, a message from a person here in this area. Uh, he said he lived in Temple, and he was telling me what area I was investigating because he said it looks similar, you know. And I was telling him about the area that I will investigate, and he said to stay away from that area
Wow.
because cults will be there. That's what he said, to stay away from that area. In which, when we see some of the photos that I got, like of the brujas all in black and stuff, will make sense. But the thing is, he's seen a picture I had where of the one of the pictures I had from that area that there was like a dog man, werewolf, whatever you want to call it, like in Thor, DDN. And he said he wanted to go camp out one weekend, see if we could catch it or see it.
Okay.
Uh, and he said he was going to camp out there. Well, there's the same time frame where I guess this person went up missing. I'm just
Oh,
wondering if it was the same person.
What?
Yeah, I'm beginning. I was wondering if that's the same person. The one I'm missing was the guy that was going to go camp out there because he was going to go for the weekend to set up a camp and scope it out, see what he could find out there.
You know, all he found was death. Yes, Ronan. That's a good movie.
The Water Boy.
That's messed up, man. To go out there to investigate and wind up dead. You wanna block that last comment, Primo? I can't do it.
Uh,
Abe says keep viewers, stream boo.
it's something that pops up from your stream, but I took it. I sent it away. Yeah, a lot of activity there, man. If 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 you have the abilities to sense spiritually with a spiritual good discernment, they don't hide, man. The things that are out here, they don't hide. They show themselves, man. Like the disembodied voices and the moving around, like somebody's running around, and when you look, there's nobody there. Then they start talking in language that you can understand. Sometimes they'll talk a foreign language, but then they talk to you so you can understand them. But yeah, there's a lot of activity out there.
Yeah, you can tell I don't
I
go
think
out. I don't go out and like that. My poor ex. You have to get up out of the water and look back, and I'm on the beach waving high.
so. Let me put one of the shorts that I created. It's from that video where I have the selenite sword. Let me share that one. This one I just created it today.
Hello, Linda.
There you go. There's the video. We got Lauren, Side Lawrence, Linda Webb.
It is Thursday. It is open mic night. So come on and jump on. Sharing is caring.
There it is right there.
Yep, I see it.
The selenite sword found it initially because I'm pointing right at it with a selenite sword. You see that?
Yeah. There's a big tall one there too. Wow. Hello, Julie Coons.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have. Oh, not that one. There was another. There was another video of something else that I had. Uh, Let me stop sharing this right now. Yeah, but definitely that activity side gotta really be spiritual ready to go into this environment, brothers and sisters. Sometimes uh, these areas they don't welcome you, especially if they know that walking around with a Heavenly Love Foundation, they'll come at you. You know, that's what happened to me at Shockwave Falls. That I had to go back, even though I was praying and everything. I had to go back because it's so hot and heavy there. I had to go back. One day I'll try to make that walk again, but I don't think anything. So last time that I went there was when I got shot up the ridge in Shockwave Falls. I came tumbling down, like seriously injured. Didn't break nothing, but my body was beat up. I was black and blue all over.
That's what happens when you get pushed.
Yeah, and I was in a steep incline that it felt like you ever see the movie Universal Soldier
Yeah,
when they're going down the dam,
yeah.
but they had the cords, right, the bungee cord, whatever, to be able to propel down. Well, imagine me going down in that angle, and I don't have no propel equipment.
But
Man,
whatever comes up,
my ankle twisted, my knee twisted, and I said if I take another step, I'm gonna break a leg or something. So I just dropped my body, man. And I was bouncing like a ping pong from boulder to boulder, using my body, my shoulder, whatever, man, to block any hits to the head. Yeah,
that's that's one of your vital areas is your head.
yeah, that's what I protected, and I was on thinners too, blood thinners. So man, that machine made a weird noise.
Blame it
Made,
on
made a
the
squeaky noise.
seat.
Yeah, man, it was weird because I was looking down, looking at my wife. She was down there on the bottom of the hill, and as I'm looking at her, something shoves me from the back, and that's it. I took one step off the incline, so I was moving fast. I tried to grab this tree to hold on to. Too late, and I was weighing like 200 and at that time like 200. So you seen that? Did we just see a dog man behind us?
Something like that.
You seen that, right?
Yep.
There was Rebel. It looked like he was peeking behind
The curtain.
the curtain here. Man, go over there, Rebel. You came over here to fart. Lame. Shit. Jesus. He's coming over here. Golly.
Full of gas. He just gassed you. He's a combat bit now. He just gassed you.
And then he went to go lay down on the couch. You can't stink it up over here, guys. Is that considered a Sasquatch?
But
Don't they have a nasty smell?
it is considered when it comes to boots around the truck.
Oh man,
That and it's also concerning the pink Power Ranger.
he killed me. That was vicious, man. Golly,
Come on, people! It's open mic night. If you got a story you want to share, hop on up.
that was
he
nasty,
came by.
man.
He came by and gave me pink eye.
That was vicious, bro.
What you didn't go through in the tech, you're gonna go through at home.
I need to get a little fan or something. Wow.
Oh, real.
Yes. When it was when house searching, the first house we looked was an old house, but I didn't like the smell there. Right by the entrance, there was a nasty smell, and the guy that said, "Oh, it's just the smell of cats." I said, "Hell no, that's no smell of cats. It smelled like the smell of a dang lycanthrope werewolf shifter skinwalker marking his territory." I smelled the smell of cats before. There was no smell of cat. It was a smell of pestilence.
Man, you can tell, man. You can see him. Hello, JC Band. That's called crop dusting. We seen that live here in South Texas, man. That crop dusting.
Oh yeah, and then you're talking about the airplanes.
No, he's talking about what Rebel did, but we're talking about the airplane now.
Oh shoot, yeah, we used to see the airplanes every Saturday, man, and put pesticides on the corn.
They will spray for
Uh,
they will
on the
spray
corn,
for the bull weevil
yeah,
or for the cotton.
and then they would drop this crates with a certain kind of beetle or something that would kill the. They would kill something. So they would drop some kind of something in some crates.
I actually got to work on that plane, man. Uh, we sandblasted it, and the wings were made of terry cloth,
Of what?
kind of like rag, like lona,
Yeah.
and the frame was made of metal. It just covered with a terry cloth. We uh we worked that on that at that farmhouse where my dad used to work back in the day. That guy's son was that guy's son was the pilot of the crop duster.
There's a lot of those things like that, like airplanes, naval ships, tanks, and all kinds of things that have negative attachments or unclean spirits in them because of they're weapons of destruction. So you hear the stories of the one. What's the name of the naval ship over there in Corpus? They're supposed to be supposedly haunted.
Excuse me, I was reading. What you say?
The naval ship that's in Corpus Christi.
Oh shit, I forgot the name of it, but it's supposed to be haunted. Yeah,
They
that shit, the spider with the scorpion tail, it dries up with holy with damn mineral water. It dries it from the inside out. Don't ask me how I know. I just know. Yeah, we went by that ship on the Greyhound.
mm-hmm. You never been on it to do a night tour when they said that there's ghosts in there and stuff.
No, I've never been on it, man. I've passed by it, but that's about it.
Some of the locations where there is a lot of supernatural activity, brothers and sisters, I would say would be hotels, motels. There's a lot of activity there. I think some because some of the because there's openings there. People going doing whatever they do. Some people living in sin or whatever. So there's going to be a lot of negative energy around there. Uh, I witnessed one time. I
So
had rented a motel,
I have to agree with you.
and as I was gonna go to sleep, I seen something come in through the door, like literally uh, went through the door, and it was standing right there by the door, looking at me. It was all in black. I looked at it and I said, "I type on rebuke in Jesus Christ's name." When I said that, it went through the door, and went out. It was a dark shadow figure entity.
I,
Uh, that
uh,
was
I was writing racist jokes. I was guarding a hotel. You had one way in, one way out. And around 3 something in the morning, the ladder fell from the third floor to the courtyard. And I did a room to room search and found nothing. So yeah, I agree with you that hotels they manifest in the hotels.
well. This was just a regular, like a motel, or what do you call it? I think it was called Econo Lodge, Econo Lodge, or I can't remember. I would have to look it up, but it was in Killeen. I had that happen to me there, and it's like, oh hell no! Let me get out of here. I didn't bother to remain for the rest of the night. I just left. But those shadow figures, they're everywhere, you know. And even that, the mirrors that are in there. Imagine how much stuff those mirrors not just have seen, but what they've trapped in the mirrors. Because the mirrors can be used as a portal to go in and out. You know, from they use them as portals to come into a reality. Let me see if I can find the name of the hotel and let you know which one it was.
For me, I can't remember, but I do remember my radio died. So I went to the entrance and I waited till dawn. Then I did another room search and I found nothing. This happened in Dallas.
In Dallas, cousin.
Yes, sir. In Dallas, at a abandoned hotel. I remember they don't have power in the damn office, and everywhere else was dark. Hello, Ozzy Patriot. It is open mic night, ladies and gentlemen. If you got a story you want to share, jump on up. Uh, Primo, when you get done, we'll share uh, a link and you can jump on if you want. You don't have to use the camera. You can just use your microphone. That's what I'm doing right now. Excuse me. Okay. Just do you, Ozzy.
Yeah, it's called Welcome In. There you go. Maybe that's what the problem is. That's probably where it is. It invited. It's called Welcome Motel. Get
Wow.
it?
Yeah.
Talk about that. If you got a sign in front of your door says "Welcome In," that is like literally involuntary inviting something to your house. Well, it's called Welcome Motel.
Wow.
That's probably why it's going. Those entities are going back and forth out of there because it's saying welcome that they're invited. That's an invitation without even inviting anything. Let's see who else is here. Just a thought, brothers and sisters. If you got those welcome in mats on front of your in front of your doors, I would suggest put them up somewhere. Give it to somebody because you're literally inviting anything into your home.
You're right. Ronan.
It was an all dark figure just standing there looking at me, and that's when I rebuked it, and he left. It's good. You got to be careful what you say because this thing is just wait for you to say the wrong thing to find that opportunity on you. The spirits, unclean spirits, whatever.
Yeah, I made sure we don't have one. We have a mat, but it's just black. They don't say welcome.
How about the song "Welcome to the Jungle"?
That has been, but has to be written by a demon or the devil.
Because it says "Welcome." It doesn't even have to be a doormat. It could be uh, the things that you hang on the walls.
I see.
Yeah, people a little bit shy tonight. They don't want to jump on and share a story of spiritual encounters.
Yep, yep. And I'm about to go here in a minute. We've been on for an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of slow on Thursdays. You know, people are a little bit shy to jump on. Uh, as you know, I had done the live earlier uh, for about an hour and 30 minutes. So maybe I'll go an hour and 30 minutes and call it. If nobody wants to jump on and share a story, this now as I have to change it up, man. Take up open mic nights and replace it with something else.
Yeah. I don't know
You
what
know,
you're going to replace it with, but the show as hell is really slow.
they said they were welcome to the jungle in about 15 minutes. Now you know why. Brother Long Morgan, he came on last time.
I come on almost every Wednesday, man. For
Yeah, yeah, that's what. No, that's okay, Brother Long Morgan. No, I was just relaxing. I had to restart the feed. It would have been longer. It would have been at probably like an hour and 30 minutes by now
something like
because
that.
my
The chat wasn't working.
the chat wasn't working, so I had to restart it, restart the live.
We had Juanita and Lorraine on here as well, but
They're probably working.
like we restarted, we lost both of them.
Yeah, I just been taking it easy, cousin, and getting my rest. I'm not trying to overdo it, you know, because see what happens with this house, man, that I want to purchase or we want to purchase, and the move is always a hard, but I ain't no spring chicken, so
Can't carry the bed on your back anymore.
yeah, I got to pack the stuff up, and then we have a dolly where we can load up the dolly and take one item at a time instead of carrying and walking. That's the right, Sister Linda Webb. Yeah, I think another. I have a lot of scary moments, experiences that happened to me that I just have to. Sometimes when you witness something, you go, you try to forget it, not give it power of believing of what you witnessed, whatever. I think one of the craziest things that happened to me it was when with my friend Mario Paducah, Descanse Paz, may he rest in peace. We were coming from a dance and we're going through the back roads of Santa Rosa because we're coming from Couch and through. We have been all throughout the valley and was driving back through Santa Rosa and he was driving with his lights off, man. Mario never drank and he was just driving with the lights off. So when we were he was going fast and when he turned on the lights, all there was in the middle of the road was nothing but freaking cows, man. I'm talking about 40 cows in the middle of the freaking road. He hit the
What?
brakes. We got lucky that we didn't hit this freaking cows. Does you see, man? If you would have hit that as fast as we're going, we wouldn't be here right now. So he would started honking and honking, and the cows barely were moving. So we're stuck there in this back road, just waiting until all the cows moved out of the way. Then we left. You know, we're driving, and he was like a little bit already scared because of what happened. Then he said, "I'm gonna pull up to the dirt over here." They said that they scare over here, so you stop on that road, and they say you just gotta. He said you gotta shut off your car. If you shut up your car, then certain things gonna happen. And I was like, well, what kind of things are you talking about? And as soon as I said that, because we're already parked there, things are being thrown to the vehicle. Like, for example, things out of the ordinary, kind of like uh, frutas, and uh, there was blood too, man. I don't know what is it. Blood on the windows, blood on the windshield, blood on the hood, and we're freaking out, you know. And you could hear where his car was being hit, being moved by something. So when all this happening, man, I just said, I type on we can Jesus Christ's name, or started saying the Our Father also. As I was doing all this, it's kind of like all the activity stopped. What was weird about it was all these stains of blood that were on the walls and on the, I guess, on the manifestation of whatever that was. It was with a mask and other activity that happened there, dealing with my uncle, that we prayed for him, and the unclean spirit went out the window. Yeah, it was a spiritual warfare, you know. Basically, is what I'm saying, and we was able to overcome it with a heavenly law foundation. Basically, don't give anybody any kind of power over you. You know, like, so I ignored all these things. So we backed up and we left the area. We were driving. Then he said, "I'm going to stop by the car wash to wash all this off." We stop at the car wash. Next thing you know, the mirrors are clear. Everything. There was no trace of anything. But we know there's something out there. You know, it's just in what way. And to me, if the vehicle didn't have the blood that I was seeing initially, or and there was nothing to show for that anything like that even existed. Like but yeah, it was weird because it's kind of literally, como se dice, cousin? Like heads, I guess you could say, being thrown at the truck. At the time, yeah, something being thrown and all kinds of things. You could hear noises of, uh, of women and children, just so much activity. It was crazy.
Wow.
That happened in right there near Santa Rosa. I can't remember what the other town is. I think the other town before Santa Rosa would be Sebastian, I think. And yeah, it was just a lot of activity there. It was like, can't do this, like just a lot of activity. And my friend was pissed off because he was gonna have to wash the car. So when we get to the freaking car wash to wash it, there was nothing to watch because everything had disappeared. No, the I believe the blood stains and their manifestations was temporarily. That's what I'm trying to say.
Wasn't your friend gonna go the low ride in Monte Carlo?
Yeah, the high bind and rebuke. Yes, you got to do that daily, man. And I was like, "Why you take me over here? Why are you taking me over here to this area, man? I don't know about these haunted places, and I don't want to be around anything like that, you know. But like I said, may he rest in peace. The nickname I had for him was Flecha, which means arrow. I would call him like that. His nickname in Spanish, Flecha. Kind of like Flash, right, in a sense of a way, but like the Flash, the king of the something.
Savior of the universe. I remember watching that, man.
Yeah, and I'll call him Flash because he was also hauling ass in his Monte Carlo. His Carlo had a badass engine. Man, he will fly the car. The Monte Carlo will fly. But I would call him Flash, Flecha.
Do you think maybe you were seeing something that happened in the past? Is what Morgan wants to know.
You know, it was something that was happening at that right there in the present. You know, it possible that something was replaying itself. Could be a possibility. That it, I gonna say it. What's the proper word I'm looking here for? Yeah, it could be something repeating itself, primo. You know, or los fantasmas or the ghosts that are scaring the people. They do that. They get a kick out of that because if they scare that many people, then they're draining their spiritual energy one day at a time.
I believe it. I believe it.
I believe.
The Portuguese.
Oh man, yeah. Well, when you see something in the past, it's called deja vu. That's the term for it, deja vu. It could be called deja vu. Yeah, deja vu would be the word I'm thinking. Deja vu. It's something that you've seen already. Then when you run into it again, then you gotta be ready for anything, right? Yeah, I'll give you an example of this, Brother Law Morgan. You know, I've shared the story. We're being TC evaluators. I was a lieutenant's tank, so we took a Humvee. I grabbed the license from S1, S2, and what was it, man? I was going to share something with you. I was thinking about a certain individual. Um, what was I talking about, people?
You were
I
talking about
lost my sense of my train of thought here.
something to do with the tech where you were trading.
Yeah, it went blank right now. What I was going to share with y'all.
Well, that
Well, it's
something in your area is making you forget.
no. I mean, I was talking, and it's like I totally went blank on what I was going to say. Oh, and I think I was talking about S3, right?
You were talking about some kind of demon mm, that appeared to people or something like that.
Golly, man, how can I forget some? Just left me blank.
He was supposed to be an example of for La Morgan.
Let me read here and I'll see.
Do you think maybe you were seeing something that
Oh
happened?
yeah, now I remember. It's dealing with a deja vu. Something like that has happened to me, brother Bob Morgan, where I'm at a location and everything looks familiar, and I already been there, but it's because it was shown to me. It's basically deja vu is something that it hasn't happened. Then when it happens in the future, then you're gonna remember it because you already seen it spiritually in a dream or spiritually,
Hello,
and,
casual conversations.
and something like that happened to me. She said she got a blank mind too. Something like that happened to me when I was 16. I went to Arigil, Texas is a small town, and it was the time of the elections. My cousins called me and said, "Hey, come get yourself a plate of barbecue, primo. Just tell them you're gonna vote for some so and so, or come get yourself a free plate of food or whatever." So me and my cousins went. And the other cousins we went down there, and they were getting plastered. They were getting drunk, and I got him a plate of barbecue, and there was this lady there. She's older than me, and she said if I wanted to go and just chill out, watch a movie at her house or whatever. I said sure. I went over there, and she had her children, and they were just talking, man. We were talking, nothing about anything like anything what was going to happen between us. It was just we were just talking, right? Drinking beer. She was drinking Old Milwaukee, Old Milwaukee Best. It's got the nasty taste to it. That's what she was drinking, and we were just talking, and we were just talking about life. Next thing you know, she looks at the clock, and it said 10:55. I mean 9:55, and she told me that I need to go because he said you need to go before they get here. And it's like, what? Yeah. And I was like, I thought you were single, so no, you need to go before they get here. So they're gonna be here at 10 o'clock, and once they get here, you can't leave because I lock my doors. I don't open it from anybody. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm looking to wait for 10 o'clock. It's like 9:58, and I'm looking out the blinds. I'm not seeing nobody out there. Then she grabbed her kids and takes them to the other room. She gets them like in a little huddle, and she said, "If it hit 10 o'clock, it's like, oh, it's too late. It's too late. They're out there. They're out there." And I started thinking maybe it's old Milwaukee Best just making her say these things, or she's pulling a prank on me or something. So I said, I'm gonna show there's nobody outside. I opened the door and stepped outside. Next thing you know, I see, man, if I say like 30, 40 people standing in her yard in the Catholic church, it was right beside her home. They were standing all over in your yard on the street towards the church, and there was people coming from the woods in large numbers coming onto the land, right? Or going across the Constantine wire, the barbed wire, but coming to where I was at. That's what I witnessed. And when I seen that, I told her I'm not afraid of you. Uh, Jesus Christ is with me, and I started praying the deliverance prayer. When I started praying the deliverance prayer, and I had already placed 7 spiritual crosses on the doorways. We fought spiritually against whatever that was. Tried to fight it spiritually, but I left. I went to where my cousins were, and my other cousins' homes, and they were drunk. I picked them up, threw them in the vehicle, and we got the hell out of there. There was a lot of people. That's all I can tell you. Their face was pale, very pale. I just don't know what to call them. Let me see something here. See what I can share with you.
All right, cousin, I'm out, man.
All right, primo. So, okay, let me go back to you. Thank you for jumping on. So basically, brothers and sisters, I grabbed my cousins. They were drunk. I put them in the vehicle, and I drove back to town and got as far away as possible from that town. I never went back, and if I did, it was just to stop by and say hi to my cousins. It was like a cult. That's what it was. A cult of about, and this cutting it short, a cult of about 100 people, 100 members or more. The way they were acting was like they were in a hypnotic state. You know, when you talk about black-eyed children, well, that I believe it wasn't black-eyed children; it was black-eyed people. But it's because of what they practice or what they worship. Yeah, cousin Jesse going to bed, brother and sisters. Yeah, you should have seen the numbers of people. They were dressed differently, and they were just acting strange. And any if there was 4 trees, there was bodies everywhere. Imagine seeing 100 people or 150 people, and you're trying to get to them, but you can't get to them because they're being controlled uh, demonically by the DDN and those forces that are out there. Rebel. They were just standing there with a. They were standing there with a certain look in the face. But when I did say the Our Father, the deliverance prayer, I said the Our Father. They all started running around, trying to hide. Some of them ran back into the woods. When I started uh, praying the deliverance prayer, the Our Father, all of them started running away. Yeah, this thing that happened to me, man, it happened in, I was 16. So in 1985, yeah, 1985, it was around 1985, between 1985 to 1986, when this thing happened. I will lean more to 1986 when that happened. I was 16 years old. So I know about cults because that's what I witnessed that night. these people like in a hypnotic state with the same look in their face. But when I start saying the Our Father, they all took off, running away from me. No, I believe they were part of a cult, kind of in doing their thing. It was their time frame after, I guess, after 10. I just can't remember what day it was. It could have been a Saturday. Uh, but yeah, I'll never forget that experience. They really wasn't saying nothing. Uh, really not saying nothing to them. They were chanting something in unison. That's what they were doing, chanting in unison and just standing there with a blank stare in their face. I wish I would have had the technology to capture a picture of that. There we go. There's a link if anybody wants to jump on, share something. Deja vu. When you look around and you say, been here before, but it's the first time you ever being, that's how deja vu works. That you can't give too much of the power of belief, but when it's 70 cent, it's 70 cent. That you have to stay spiritually aware of what's around you. Okay, here we go. Imagine seeing that many people, man, at the age of 16 years old, and they're not leaving the yard because I guess it's their territory. That's why I went into prayer. They didn't like that, the deliverance prayer, and I prayed. Uh, and a lot of them took off. Well, this is a different little town. Let me see if I can find Google Maps. I think the church, that church, it got burned down by the cult. They burned down the church. Let me see if I can find the church of the location through Google Maps. It's in Hargill, Texas. You see if it pops up. Yeah, I'm not seeing the church, brother and sisters. I will have to look for it because it got burned down in Hargill, Texas. Yeah, yeah, it's not showing me the church, brother and sisters. I'll look it up one more time, see if what pops up. Here we go. So it's a very, very small town. Yeah, it's a small town. I just have to look for it to take a screenshot of the church to where the house was or where it was at that day. Yes, in Hargill, Texas, back in 1986. I'm looking for it, brothers and sisters. You found it on the map? There it is. It's an old church. Yeah, my sister said that the cult burnt it down. I think they rebuilt another one on there. Yeah. I will have to go to location to see if they still do the same thing. To see if the cult surfaces up in that area. They were literally coming out of the woods. So I got a question, or if they were coming out of the woods and there's no houses in the woods, do you think possibly they'll be coming out of trees where, I don't know, it's just weird how they all came out of the woods. The field that was in front of me, there was already people standing all around me, and they were coming from the other field out of the woods at nighttime. So I went into prayer myself to protect my friend and her family. Trust me, I've seen these people that they're in trance-like states. What's making that way, and the blackness in the eyes of some of them. Probably a lot of lost souls. But tonight was supposed to be open mic night. We just didn't have nobody show up. So I know I'm thinking people don't want to show up for open mic night. That I might do other things. Maybe I might do a live through YouTube. So YouTube can see me do the live. I don't know yet. Well, that town there's a lot of activity, Sister Edna, dealing with witchcraft, witches and warlocks. That's one of the areas. It's very hot with all that. A white snake in their dreams reporting of encounter. Well, if they're seeing something because they're manifesting that way, I don't know. Sometimes they'll show you certain things spiritually for a reason. But she was from that town. I did see a what seemed like to be like an albino giant anaconda, like on a kind of like brownish, a little bit of white, that was wrapped around a tree. Uh, my parents were doing the prayer group, the I guess exorcism, because they said that the Satan was there to collect the soul of the witch. The witch had asked God for forgiveness and repent for her sins, and uh, Satan had come for her soul. So yeah, I seen this snake like that in that color on top of the tree. I just didn't know how something that big. Yeah, the thing with the snakes, sometimes snakes or they come out in numbers like that to try to scare you for the fear factor. The snake was wrapped around the tree, and the tree was huge, and it was wrapped around it several times, which will make the snake very long. Uh, but I'm gonna tell you imagine at that time when I seen it, I was like 13 years old, I believe. No, no, like 11 or 12 years old when I seen it. It was wrapped around the tree, and he was speaking. He had red eyes, and he was saying that her soul belonged to him. A deal's a deal. This is what he was saying. That the soul of the witch, it belonged to him, so he was there to collect it. So they prayed for her and stuff, and I guess it took off. But then, like a week later, it came, I guess, and it was too late. It came and the regular boa. Yeah, I was gonna call it a night, brother Andres, in about 5 minutes. I mean, but I'll drop you a link. You want to jump on and talk about it real quick? There you go. I'm a little bit tired. But there's the link. There he is. How you doing, Andres?
I'm good, Abe. What's up? How you
Nothing
doing?
much. You see, you're talking about a white snake in your dream.
Yeah, this actually happened Wednesday morning. Around I woke up around like 9 or 10 in the morning. The reason I wanted to bring it up is because I was wondering if anybody else had something similar. I know you told your encounter about a snake appearing in the tree during the exorcist with
That,
your parents.
yeah.
The reason I want to come on is talk about is because this wasn't an ordinary snake. I'll explain some of what happened of the dream. It was weird even by my standards. If you want to hear about it.
It was a snake that came in your dream. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. The snake didn't show up. It just showed up, but it actually waited, like almost like it was waiting for something to actually mention it. And then it showed up and attacked me.
Like, how did it attack you? Spiritually? Or in the dream, it attacked you like it went with it, wrapped around you with its fangs?
It didn't wrap itself around me, but it lunged at me and actually held my neck by my throat. And the reason I think it was both physical and spiritual is because when I woke up, I could still feel its grip on my neck. But something happened in the dream. Somebody actually showed up in it.
Oh,
That shit. They actually helped with the snake. I don't know who they were. It was definitely a man. I guess all that much. But he he grabbed a pinch of something from somewhere, and he actually like dribbled it over the snake's eyes, and the snake actually loosened its grip. And when it loosened its grip, that's when I woke up.
yeah, that sounds like a spiritual attack. The by Well, my brother Steve used to call them the Leviathan. They like to wrap around the spine, neck area, and spine area to control you. And then if you're like trying to do the good works, then it'll squeeze tight around your neck area and spine, and you'll feel it. That's why you have to rebuke it, take authority over it, and tell it to leave. That it's not welcome inside your home or on your vessel. Yeah, I've seen those little things. You remind me of the movie The Predator. They look like scorpions in a sense of a way with a tail. Those are the ones that like to latch around your neck area.
Yeah, I can definitely understand the whole predator cloaking thing. I
I
actually
have
had
a
a
I have a picture of one of them that was up on the wall, but it was in a shadow form. But you could see it how it looked and everything. Uh, but it's more of spiritual because it was in the flesh. But you were able to see its form because it was in spirit form. But you were able to see it. I just have to look for the photo or look through the archives of spiritual encrypted encounters to be able to find it. Yeah, it'll take a like it was coming in your dream. Did you, when you wake up, did you do a cleansing of your home and say if there's anything there you're not allowed, leave my home because that's how they attack when you're asleep.
uh,
And sometimes you'll feel heaviness around your neck area, but it's because it's putting the squeeze on you, you know, on your spine, thoracic nerves. Or sometimes you feel pain, but yeah, they like wrapping themselves around your neck spiritually.
no, I didn't like time. I didn't time on rebuke it, and this happened yesterday morning. I didn't do
Yeah,
any
you
of
gotta
it.
take authority over it, brother.
Yeah,
You can
I know.
decide binary Vicky right now if you want to, because it could still be around you. So at this time, we'd like to take authority over the dream that Brother Andres had last night. If there is a negative attachment on him, we're placing heavily spiritual crosses on him from head to toe. We're placing heavily spiritual crosses on his doorways, on his windows, uh, and we call upon the heavenly angels and the Holy Spirit to do a clean sweep of Brother Andres' foundation and home. Do a clean sweep and get rid of any of these unclean spirits, the Leviathan ones. We take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. We tie and rebuke you. Leave Brother Andres alone. You're not allowed there. Leave his home at this time. This we pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, they're very sneaky, man.
Yeah, that's the thing with this thing. This thing just decided to show up, and it made itself look bigger, and that's when it decided to attack. That's when it decided to aim for my throat.
What color eyes did it have, brother?
I didn't see the eyes. I just remember the color because this thing made itself look white, and it made itself look big and tall. All I know is that it's been a long time since I had a dream that actually felt real. It's a little while.
So when you went to sleep, you didn't see anything like movies or anything.
Nope, I didn't see any movies. I don't watch anything like that.
So
And the
that's the
way
only. When did this happen?
this happened, literally this yesterday morning, Wednesday. It was actually after I think you had a live and Wednesday and or Tuesday night, and that's when I decided to go to sleep. Why not? Yeah, it's pretty sure if I get my timing right.
Yeah, I didn't have a show on Wednesday. I had taken the night off. I wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, and I remember it was definitely Wednesday morning then. I didn't
Yeah,
watch any movies or anything.
I hadn't been feeling well for a while, but I'm thinking it was my seat because right now I feel pretty good. My seat, one of the legs was broken off of it, and it was causing pain on my neck area. Sitting awkwardly.
Yeah, sitting out really can affect the rest of your body. It could cut off blood flow to other parts of your body, not allowing you to sleep right or move right. Yeah, Linda, in response to your comment, the thing, like, I'm going to compare it to how the thing decided to attack, in a sense, attack me. I remember its mouth being around, like, part of its mouth on my neck, but it just held it in place. It just held my neck in place, almost like it was saying, I could end your life right now if I wanted to, but didn't.
Wow.
And it wasn't until whoever else was in the dream with me who decided to help me by grabbing, by pinching his fingers on something, and then like he was drizzling it into the snake's eyes directly. Like he was essentially telling the snake to back off. When the snake loosened its grip, that's when I woke up. And I'm just wondering who intervened. Like I might have an idea of who, but I'm not sure.
Somebody help you in the dream.
Somebody helped me in my dream. That's when I woke up.
Who do
When
you
he
think it was, brother?
Oh, that sounds crazy, but I think it would have if There's only one person who has that kind of power, especially in the dream involving serpents. I think that was Jesus. As crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, he's the one that can assist you in the dreams to save you
Yeah,
from spiritual attacks.
because the snake was not intent on letting me go until he sprinkled whatever he did into the snake's eyes directly.
But that's good that he assisted you spiritually, brother.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, sometimes we leave yourself openings when we talk about certain things. That these things they decide to attack if the opening of belief is there. That's why I always, I mean, I don't mind talking about things, but I don't want to believe in things because believing is a spiritual opening.
Yeah, it
I
is.
know
You.
things, I know things do exist spiritually, so we got to be careful with the power of belief because that's what those unseen forces wait for.
There's so much in this world that you can't just fake because you know it's real, but at the same time you can't give it any belief because if you do, you make it real.
Yeah, you give it an opening. Just like I started the show talking about the welcome sign. People that welcome things because
Yeah,
they start believing in them. That's a spiritual opening. It's like when I go out there and investigate and I capture all those things, man. I hear them, but I don't give them power to believe. I go to prayer,
yep.
so I pray against them. But I know they exist spiritually.
hmm
That's the only reason I say, watch out what you believe in.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I say that not just about certain things. I say about everything, man. Everything in general. Vampires, Bigfoots. I mean, anything you can think of, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I'm starting thinking of all these things related to ET and all that. All these movies, they're constantly trying to push a narrative that you should believe in everything, but at the same time you shouldn't because, just like you said before, you give them the opening they need to enter. Same thing with the welcome sign in front of your
Yeah,
house.
this when I do the show, and I'm gonna say it here, brothers and sisters. I don't say it to pick on anybody. I say it not to give power of belief. Even though you're going through something, you're seeing things. It's what this unseen forces want you to do. Is the spiritual aspect of it that a lot of people don't want to talk about the spiritual aspect about it, but it has to do with that they know that some of these people, right? For example, people that want to hunt Bigfoots, they believe they're 100% flesh or whatever. They're given the opening because they're believing that they're real, or anything you can think of. But it all has to do with the power of belief. And sometimes, like Andres said, we give the opening because we're believing in things, or you're hearing things through other people, and you're believing in what they're saying. You have to be careful. The power of belief is not just uh, here as we're awake, it's also in spirit because they can attack you while you're awake and they can attack you spiritually when you're asleep. And that's the only reason I say, and I've been saying this for how long, and that is that you know me. I've been talking about don't leave a spiritual opening. The reason
I
I say that because it happened to me, and that's the reason I say that. When the dog man showed itself to me, this sucker was taller than the swing set that's out there in Elms Grove. Not the little swing set that they put not the little swing set that they put on the show, but the big swing set that they had out there at the park. That it was way taller than that, and it's looking at me, and I'm looking at it, and it's looking at me, and you can see the canine teeth, and it's like midnight black, and it's looking at me, and I'm looking at it, and somewhere within me, I was told spiritually, put that put that spirit to the test. It didn't say put that werewolf or lycanthrope or dogman to the test. It said put that spirit to the test. And the only way you put a spirit to the test is through prayer, or what I did that day was I looked at it and he was looking at me, looking down at me, and I said, we tie, bind, and rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. When I said that, it disappeared right there where it was standing, vanished, right? There was no smell of sulfur, but when I went to see where it was standing, he had left negative residue, smelled like goo. It was like black goo, but it smelled like pestilence. It just vanished. I put the spirit to the test, and it took off when I said, we type and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. I didn't have no weapons with me. I didn't have no swords. I had my faith and belief in Jesus Christ, and overcame all the things that I've overcome in my life, brothers and sisters, is through Jesus Christ. The battle in Medina Ridge where I was in, yeah, I was trained to handle business. At the same time, I prayed before we went into combat, and that's one thing that I've kept is that. But when I became stronger spiritually, is when I found out what I say here all the time: always maintain a heavenly love foundation, because that's the key. When you're always maintaining a heavenly love foundation, you have no anger, you have no hatred, you have no vengeance. You're forgiven, in which the Heavenly Father blesses you with the spiritual good discernment and makes you that stronger spiritually. And it's something that you have to train yourself spiritually, a way that the Heavenly Father wants you to be in order to be able to accomplish the tasks that He places in front of you, to help out the people that are being demonized, or they have negative attachments, help the people that have things in their houses. Another thing, for those that are enemies, there's nothing that you can do or try to attempt to do to stop me from the works that I do. You try to come at me with any kind of witchcraft or necromancy, that do not work, because I'm going to my heavenly love foundation. I play Jesus Christ first. He's my protector and my avenger. So what's eventually going to happen to those individuals that try to do witchcraft and necromancy? What you're dishing out, it will remain with you, and it's going to go 7 times fold or worse. Depends how many people are coming up against me. It'll multiply, and that fate of whatever you're trying to wish on me or anybody will go back to you 7 times fold, because I don't accept the negativity. Or I've had so many people make death threats and bad witchcraft towards me throughout the years, that I just told them, look, I would suggest take that back, and because I don't accept any form of negativity, and whatever you're wishing upon me, it's going to go back to you 7 times fold. I'm warning you, please don't do nothing. Not because I'm afraid of you, it's because if you value your life, then take it back, because I'm not accepting it. They don't listen. Next thing you know, they're gone out of this world, because it goes back to them 7 times fold. How you doing, sis?
Yeah, Beatrice showed up in the chat.
Sure. And that's why I don't believe in. I hear everything that everybody says, man. Which look, this this demons, man. They know they know who Andres is. They know who I am. They know who everybody's here in the chat. Just like the angels know who we are. They know what your thoughts are because the spirit knows the spirit, right? So they know what you believe in, just like any other person. They know what they're about, right? But I'm telling you, the way to overcome them is by not giving them power to believe. We know they have many abilities. So the thing is about don't give them the power to believe. If you're going to believe in something, believe in Jesus Christ, believe in the Heavenly Father, uh, because anything else they can use to come up against you. Yeah, that's all I'm saying is you just got to be careful, man. If I wake up from a dream, I've dreamt of a snake. It was a black one. It was huge, huge. It spoke to me in my dream. It was a dream, and it said it was going to come for me. So I prayed against it and I typed on to rebuke it when I had the dream. Then I think I have a picture where it looks like a big snake right there in the woods, but it's a spirit because I did not give it the power of belief that it was going to come for me. Even though it might have appeared in the picture, I still did not give it the power of belief uh, for it to be able to do anything to me. And that's what they do. They they want to see if you leave an opening, they know they'll come and attack. Let me drop a link. It is open mic night here. We had a slow start. We're at the 2 hour marker right now. Guess I can go for another 45 minutes. Uh, man, let me see. These demons. I had a friend. I used to call him Jack the Rabbit. Not Jack the Rabbit because it was slow. Uh, I'll call him Jack the Rabbit because he could run real fast. He could run many miles without getting tired. I was in track, and he wasn't in track, and I convinced him to join the track team. That I believe he would do good, but he has to join, to join the track team. So, I convinced him to join the track team, and he didn't do too well. He was used to running with, at that time, what were they called? Those things you put in your ears, Walkmans. He was used
Walkies.
to playing music with his Walkman, and the music that he would listen to was heavy metal and some crazy stuff, right? Well, what happened to him? I started seeing a change in him, and next thing you know, I heard that he tried to take his life. That he was acting demonized and all this stuff. I'm thinking he still graduated, but it was the music he was listening to, that opened that door for him to get spiritually attacked.
Yeah, I can believe that. And I'm sure that you obviously watch PTRT, but music like heavy metal, heavy rock, the stuff that usually involves like the sounds go up and down, especially with frequency. You notice that most of these heavy rockers, it's low. It has no rhythm, no harmony in it. It's just very disruptive to the person, to the point it almost makes you go deaf, especially if you listen to it for a very long time.
You
You
say
said,
it can drive you mad, right?
yeah, it can, because the music you actually listen to does actually affect on how you think and on your energy too. And when your friend was listening to that constantly every time he walked or went jogging, he was also leaving himself open to any potential spirits that could have been following him while he was training.
Yeah, his brother was a year younger than him, and he was crying, man, one day, and I prayed with him, for his brother to get better, but he was not. He got spiritually attacked, man, by these demons, and they try to take his life. That's why I tell people: be careful of what you believe. When I say this, because I lost a loved one, man. My mother at the age of 15. I've seen how these demons work, how they can infiltrate a house, how they can bond the head of the households to not just to affect them, but to affect the whole family. I've seen how the witches and warlocks work. Evil people. You know, and I'm talking about the witches and warlocks that I dealt with when I was a kid. I don't want nobody to get offended and come in and try to disrespect me, because I'm talking about when I was a kid. I see how they attack. I see how they plan out things. They don't call me Sergeant CS for no reason. Sometimes you have to put yourself behind enemy lines to understand. And I believe that happened to me when I was a kid. I was behind enemy lines, even though I was with somebody good. The enemy was there, so I was fighting the front line spiritually ever since I was been a kid. So I know how they can attack. It's the power of belief. You have to be freaking careful, brothers and sisters. How many times for the viewers here? How many times has somebody heard a little boy, a little girl around 3 in the morning? Around those time frame, two, 3 in the morning. I want to tell you, it's not a little boy or a girl outside that's making those noises at 3 in the morning. It's something demonic. It's trying to lure you outside, just like what happened to me. I heard my sister's the one that heard her. Like 3 in the morning, this woman crying for help. I went outside because she woke me up and told me she was crying, saying that somebody was hurting this woman. So I put on my warm ups and grabbed my bat and went out there, blackout mode with no flashlight. I followed the sound of the woman crying for help, and it was coming from out of the woods. And that's how I went up in there, and as I had the bat, I was fixing to swing because the crying for help was sounded very loud, like I was right there beside it. As I was fixing to swing my bat, the cry for help stopped. So I'm looking around, and then my hair stood up. When my hair stood up, uh, I already knew there was something behind me spiritually. So when I turned around, there were. There were six, three on one side of the path, three in the other, and they were like in 10-meter intervals, kind of tactful, you know, kind of like military tactics. Uh, so they were flanking me on both sides, and I could have gone to the rear into the creek, but the one close to me would have chased me down. I could have gone to the left towards the highway, but that was a good 60, 70 meters or 60 feet away, 50, 60 feet away. And I think the ones on the left flank would have got me. So I had to take myself to my safe haven, to my temple, which is, I went into prayer, started praying the deliverance prayer. And I prayed and I prayed till I felt the presence of the Heavenly Father and heavenly angels. When I felt the presence, I took the first step, started walking in between them. And the one close to me was turning his head, looking at me. He was looking down at me. And as I got in the middle of them, they were all saying, the Holy One, the Holy One. They were acknowledging the deliverance prayer. And When they were saying the Holy One, is because the presence of the Heavenly Father was there. So I was able to get out of there safely.
Yeah, yep. I'm in the chat. She says, how would an unclean spirit attack? What does a spiritual attack look like? I think you'll be better to answer that than I am, babe.
Okay. Let me. So how does an unclean spirit attack? What does a spirit look like? Sister, the when an unclean spirit decides to attack, you know, sometimes it might manifest. Depends if it's a personal attack or an attack in your home. What they do, they start manifesting, doing certain things. Like, for example, if you have children, they'll go mess with your children. Your children will say, there's a little girl in my room. They must say, there's a man with a hat in my room. Or and you're like, you're just watching too much movies. Then other family members, if you have children, they'll start going through something like that. Or you might be going through something like that, where you're seeing things that are in your home. So there, you already know then that they've already infiltrated your foundation. The question is, what opening did you leave, or that you might have, that they might have entered your home? There has to be some kind of opening. So you look at yourself and you say to yourself, okay, am I mad at somebody? I'm arguing with somebody, because arguing is a big no, because they use that. If you're arguing, there's hatred and there's unforgiveness. So they're going to use that to enter your home, how should I say, unwelcomed or uninvited, because you're leaving the opening for them to come in freely by having arguments, uh, quarrels, or whatever. It's a free opening. So if you're too busy arguing with your man, or with your husband or boyfriend, then who's there to protect the children, right? If you have children, but that's how they work. And they're never by themselves. They're not in ones. They're not twos. The Legion are many, just like they're many. The DDN are many. They travel in numbers, you know. So where there's one, there's more than one, and that's where how they attack is by the openings. Let me see. I heard a little girl laugh. A few seconds later, my daughter woke, crying since she heard a little girl laughing. Yes, you got to type on and rebuke that in Jesus Christ's name, sister. And if you can, if you got holy water or something pure like olive oil, place heavenly crosses in the on the windows, on any passageway in your home, on the doors of the rooms, the any where there's any passageway, put a crosses on it, and on the windows, on the main doors, the front door and the back door. Yeah, place heavenly crosses, and then take authority. Say, if there's any unclean spirit here, you're not allowed to be here. Leave my home. I take authority over you in the name of Jesus Christ. We tie, bind, and rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. Leave now. Don't be afraid. Tell it to leave.
Oh, yep. Yep, had another question in the chat. She asked, "You're not to believe it's physically real, but it is real spiritually. What's the difference between that?" I think she wants to know if you can be more specific. Like, in my opinion, I think of it like it's a hologram. It just looks real, but it isn't really there to begin with. It's something else, in my opinion.
So how does an unclean spirit attack? Which who was saying this? I see the
Uh,
same one there.
she asked question earlier in the chat. I'm looking at it right now. Like you got to scroll back.
Oh, okay. So you're not to believe it's real physically, but it's real spiritually. No, what I'm trying to say to you, sister, is don't give her no power of belief at all. That's what I'm saying. Uh, we know there's a balance between good and evil. Don't fall into what it wants you to believe it's physical, and it wants you to believe, and we know what it is, right? Spiritual. It wants you to believe both. But I'm telling you, put the spirit to the test. When you tie, bind, and rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ, what are you doing? When you tie, bind, and rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ, you take away its manifestation. We just say it's a manifestation because depends how much power you give it of the manifestation is going to take. So it's not here in the physical; it's here more in the spiritual. And it's called a manifestation. So you take away, you put the spirit to the test. You type on the rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. Take authority over it and tell it to leave. That it's not allowed to affect you and to leave you alone. Now, of course, you say the deliverance prayer, or you can type on the rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ. They can manifest to anything in your thoughts, and they can infiltrate in your house, jumping from person to person. That they must say certain things just to see if you're aware that it's there. You know, it likes playing games. Okay, let me get back to the comments here. Yeah, the three knocks. Normally, it starts with the three tapping sounds, like with a nail and three tapping sounds like that on the window. Well, you would think it's a beak of something, right? Tapping, but it's three. We know that the number three
The
is
mocking of the Holy Trinity.
yeah, mocking of the Holy Trinity. So then you might hear the tapping sound the first day. You don't do nothing about it. You don't take authority over it in Jesus Christ's name or type on and rebuke it. Second day, you're going to sleep and you hear three knocking sounds. You don't do nothing about it. You don't type on and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. Then on the next day, you'll hear three pounding sounds. Boom, boom, boom. So at that time, if you don't do nothing about it, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So I would suggest you don't want it to get worse in your house because you got your loved ones. If you ever hear three tapping sounds, take care of it automatically. Tell them, look, you're not welcome here. Uh, Type on the rebuke in Jesus Christ. Leave my home. You're not welcome here. Take care of it immediately, so it won't have any kind of, how should I say, power over your home. You take authority over it. And they do that because they test the waters to see if you're going to do something against them, you know. And the more they test the waters, the stronger they get, and they see the a bigger opening to enter your house to affect your loved ones or you. You might hear, check it out, when we talk about Bigfoots, how many people said that the oh, wait, let me take my dog outside. Come on. Go ahead, and there's you can share something. Just remind me of what we're talking about.
All right.
Go over here trying to throw up.
Yeah, I heard him.
Oh.
Yeah, basically anything that comes in threes, especially when it involves spirits, well, it's usually mocking of the Holy Trinity, which is obviously the demonic. And just like Abe said, the longer you hold off on these things, the more they're gonna test the waters, try to see just how far they can get with you to the point to where it gets physical. So you gotta try and bind and rebuke them in the name of Jesus Christ's name. You gotta cast them out of your house and off the property, if you can do that. And after that, make sure to go around your property and bless it with holy water and pray and make the sign of the cross over all the doors and windows in the house, so to make sure they're both uh what's this, guarded, so they can't enter through them again. And just like Abe said, don't give them belief, power of belief. Just believe in Jesus. I know it's hard, especially when they decide to get physical, but that's the best way to handle the situation. He could take care of it. After all everyone on this world will bow a knee to him, to Jesus. They will bow a knee to Jesus. Jesus was given the authority of all things in this world. Yes. Yeah, when these we can hear all these situations casual, especially on TV and the movies. Everything that we take in, especially in terms of media, can effectively be openings for these demonic entities. If you take a look at some of these concerts that have been happening the last couple of years, most of these tend to be idolatry. And if you notice, some of the props they actually bring in mention a bowl, a golden bowl to be more accurate, that's been happening over the last couple of years, which represents Moloch, who is one of the princes of hell. So you got to be careful and rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ, and you got to keep your guard up. And
Alrighty. Yeah, so what I was trying to say is when you hear anything of threes, that they're actually identifying themselves to you who they are. Not that many people are aware of when they hear things of threes, of it's really these demons and unclean spirits, DDN, because they're part of that. They're identifying themselves. So how many times have we heard it in the cryptic community where they said that Bigfoot's bang on trees uh, like 3 times, or the banging of rocks 3 times, right?
yeah, it would be their way of saying that's their way of saying hello to each other.
No, it's not saying hello.
Yeah, but that's what
That's
they say. That,
oh
but reality, for those who are more on the spiritual side, to us it's literally mocking the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
yeah. That's what I'm trying to say is that there's people that are out there. They know what it is about. But there's a cult there, guys and gals. There's a cult there, and they don't want nothing to be mentioned of Jesus Christ. So they try to avoid talking about Jesus Christ. When have you heard anybody within the Bigfoot community talk about Ty Bannerbeek in Jesus Christ's name, or uh, freaking fighting spiritually against these things, they never mention them. They never mention Jesus Christ. Nowhere in the picture they want to mention. The only thing they want to mention is because their mission is for you to believe that they're real. That's their mission. Give the power to the tricksters, right? In which there could be some spiritual affiliation there. It's like spiritual warfare. So when they talk about threes, they're three bangers on the trees, three bangers on the rocks. That they're saying hello, or they make a yell, and you hear, it could be their own yell as an echo. But yeah, the power when they're three, and the reason that I say this, because when I was in the army, I didn't know I wasn't into cryptids or nothing like that. I didn't even know what the hell cryptid meant when I was in the military. I was too busy being a soldier. I was working for S3, which is Center of Operations. They had me on set up this PC. We set up the talk and antenna up there on top of a mountain range. I was pulling the night shift with Sergeant First Class Bowser, and I was the one that had make sure the generator kept on running, because the majors and the colonels will come to the talk to drink coffee and stuff like that. So, and we got the maps where all the tanks are. So it was raining this day, and I was out there, and I got my wet weather gear, like my Gumby suit on, and I'm filling up the generator, servicing it in the middle of the rain. As I'm servicing it, I started rocks, big rocks, are being thrown at me. They're being thrown around me. I'm seeing them land all around me, and they're being thrown over a bush. And I'm talking about the rain that day is like very heavy rain. Like, you're feeling the rain hit you. Then one of those rocks come hit me on my Kevlar, and it bounces off, and I'm pissed off because that was a big one. And I felt my neck kind of like, a rock coming from a long distance and hits you on top of the head, you're going to feel that, but it luckily had my Kevlar on. So it bounced off my head. I was pissed off. I serviced the generator. I went back inside the talk, and I thought it was my NCO messing with me. But when I went in there, he still had his BDUs on. He was dry. And it's like, hey, sorry, what are you messing with? Why are you throwing rocks? He said, what are you talking about? I've been in here all this time. So there was definitely something out there that was pounding me with rocks. Now, could it have been a Bigfoot? Could it have been a shapeshifter skinwalker? Possibility. But I did not see anything, right? The only thing that I seen was rocks hitting me, landing all around me, and it bounced off my head. But the rock sounds of threes I've heard before. I used to hear them in Elms Grove all the time. The banging of threes, I would hear them from the trees inside the Elm Grove's path. Sometimes you will find logs crossing the path, but I think it all has to do with territory and stuff like that. But yeah, you just got to be careful what you're giving power to believe in. That's all I have to say. That's why when somebody say, "Oh, it's a Bigfoot," or "It's this and that," it's I'm not gonna give it the power of belief. Just kind of like when I witnessed those things when I was growing up, they were following me to the church, and the priest didn't help me. I still couldn't give it the power of belief, even though I seen them. I could not give it. That's why you have to be careful what you're giving power to. But let me see what we got here. But yeah, you gotta when you tie bind and rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ, you have to be on that right path. I mean, he just wants us to believe in him, have a relationship with him, and call upon him when we need his help. He listens to us. When we pray to him, He's there. He's got our back 24/7. I mean, you said it yourself, Andres. The dream that you had, you said somebody
Somebody,
came and helped you,
yeah,
and
I
the
I
one that
don't e- I didn't even know where he came from. He just randomly showed up. I couldn't even turn my head, but I knew for a fact there was somebody there, and it's like in my mind's eye, I saw him reach over to directly sprinkle whatever it was he sprinkled directly into the snake's eyes, and only then did the snake bother loosening its grip, and I woke up. And this snake meant business, and he obviously stopped it.
yeah, Sister Cynthia said, I've heard three knocks on my door, always in threes. I look up at the people, nothing there. I look at my windows, no one. Yeah, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to open the door. If you open the door and you to do the sign of the cross, they can come in. You know, they're trying to find a way in. And if you do go outside, make sure you do the sign of the cross before you close the door to protect, so nothing will go in. And pray while you're walking out there to find out what's going on. You pray in the Our Father. You know, say the Our Father, the deliverance prayer, or some kind of prayer, right, to the Our Father to assist you and pray against if there's any pray around your property. If there's anything unclean for it to leave that is not welcome there. Rosie Picture says, I had bangs and taps 3 times. I've heard my name called 3 times. Yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about. Different things that they do in threes. Like, for example, 3 growls, 3 coughs. That's something from my investigations when I go out in the woods. I've heard my name being called 3 times, 3 whistles, things of threes, uh, 3 footsteps, something running towards me but makes 3 footsteps. Uh, things of that nature is what you have to look up for. And when it's doing things of threes, you already know that what's around you is demonic in nature. So what do? Pray against them. Stand your ground spiritually. Tie bound and rebuke them in the name of Jesus Christ. As I'm saying this right now, something tried to zap me. As I was saying, I seen, I guess, blurry, like something tried to zap me. So what's the time step on that? Uh,
It's 2:49 right now.
no, yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to wait. It's like something zapped me that I couldn't see there for a couple of a millisecond or something. Hey, salt is a good thing to place around. Uh, pure things. They don't like pure stuff.
Just like that fairy ended up putting pure silver underneath your bed to protect you from that duende or whatever was going after you.
Yeah, I
Pure
still don't know
silver.
to this day where all this silverware came from, man. I'm talking about piles. My sister remembers we kept on buying silverware every week and we couldn't find it. And it was in the 4 corners of my bed. Something placed it down there, I guess to protect me. What's afraid of silver?
Vampires, werewolves, to them it's like a freaking poison. Burns them. It's a pure metal. Y- Apparently, you can even put pure silver in water, and it will help purify the water. At least from what I've heard. And apparently, it doesn't rust in water either.
I think silver affects a lot of other things also, but it's about the faith. You got to have the faith and relationship with Jesus Christ in order for your prayers to be effective or anything you're trying to do to be effective. Man, we're always going to hit the 3 hour marker, Andres.
Yep.
What other things? What's other things that that you know? For example, if you're out there investigating and you hear, how about sounds? Let's talk about sounds. What if you're out there investigating and you hear a pig sound? Do you think it's a javelina, or what would a pig sound represent?
I just think it's something freaking dirty because kids, no, not, pigs are dirty, especially if they're not well maintained by an owner. I just because they basically roll around all day in mud, so I assume they would represent filth. That it's not clean, it's unclean.
But but what other thing represents the pig that we know of from the Bible? The When the man possessed and ran into Jesus Christ and he cast
Oh,
the
right, Legion.
demons, the
Yeah, that's on
legion,
me.
into the pigs. So
The
if you're
big
hearing a pig out there in the woods and it's daylight, for example, and you're hearing something making a pig sound beside you, I would suggest go to immediate prayer. Yeah, tie bind rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ, because it's identifying to you what it is. What
yeah,
if
and
you hear, for example, it says, this happened to me one time in an investigation. I'm investigating, and on the EVP that I captured, I said, identify yourself. And it said, the herd. What is it telling you it is? The herd of
Legion.
swine, right?
Yeah,
But it's letting you know what it is. So I type on the rebuke and just I went into prayer.
and it was
Yeah,
Legion that asked Jesus to banish them into the swine.
exactly.
They didn't want to go into the abyss. They knew who he was when they saw him, and before they could even get all the way to him, they fell on their knees and started begging for mercy. They asked him to banish to put them in the pigs, and their request was granted. They went into the pigs, and then they decided to run off into the sea, effectively offering themselves.
Yeah, there's so many signs. Like for example, a person that was having problems. You know, it's about your. If you're seeing something, man, you just gotta be able to see spiritually. Be able to see through the disguise. I've had some crazy stuff happen to me, in which it took manifestation on my loved ones, but I knew it wasn't them because I could see its true identity because I'm able to see spiritually. So I went into immediate prayer against it. But it took a manifestation of a loved one that I had is already deceased. We're at 2000 and it was at 2015, and the person, my loved one, passed away in 1985. Literally took her manifestation, but I could see right through it. I could see the unclean spirit, so I started fighting spiritually. And they can mimic sounds, folks. Mimic a doorbell, mimic wind chimes, mimic drums, mimic anything. Lawnmower, a weed eater, a car, a door slam, a horn. I mean, that's what they do. They love to mimic things. Imagine if you ran into your own self it's looking like you and it's mimicking you and doing everything you do. That's what that demon was trying to do to me. He was trying to mimic every move I made, and they do that on purpose. It was is when they talk about the Fae that they like to mimic, right? Well, I had the one that looked like that guy before he said who he was. If I put my hand on my hips, he'll put his hand on his hips. If I cross my arms, he would cross. It was mimicking me to the T of everything I was doing. But I was able to take care of it through Jesus Christ. Prayed against them. I stood my spiritual ground and I fought this demon that was in a manifestation of somebody. And he disappeared. He didn't make it because we were fighting. I was praying against it and he just vanished. Him, the bike he was riding, just vanished. It was like smoke everywhere. It smelled like sulfur, but he just vanished in thin air.
Yeah. Don't forget about what Jesse encountered. I think it was in his basement, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Something mimicked his cousin or brother. And Jesse said he was like he went down like a step or two, and then he decided like, nope, that's not it. That's not who I think it is, and just went back up the stairs. You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't
Uh,
know what happened to him.
yeah. That's how they get you. They pretend to be your friends, like the one that was trying to lure me away from the church, trying to tell me it was my friend that he wanted to take me to his home. That his home there's a lot of toys that he had a lot of toys for me to play with. He just wanted me not to believe in on Jesus Christ. He didn't want me to believe in what the preacher was saying or the priest. And he said he wanted to take me home that evening. And then his home was to the way of where the tree was. Then I looked at him and I said, first of all, I believe in what's on Jesus Christ. That's what I told him, and then I told him I don't know who you are. That's when my mom came outside to find out who I was talking to. She seen him going behind the tree, took me, and she was like, "Why are you talking to my son?" Even though she's not seeing nobody. So when she goes around the tree, there's nobody there. We walked all around the parish hall, around the whole quad of the church. And when we came back to the original spot where I was standing, my mother said, "Ay Maria Purísima, Holy Mary, Mother of God." And then it's when she said, "You coming inside with me." She didn't leave me outside and took me back inside the church. Tell you, brothers and sisters, spiritual warfare is very real. So, what if this knocks? When we hear the trees making these three sounds, right? The people think they're knocks. What if what they're hearing is an opening of a portal in the trees that will make it sound like knocks? A portal that they're coming from somewhere else, from the Helm realm, because they do everything in threes. I've heard hoof marks, hoof marks of the demons. When I was investigating, I made it to my car, and then I heard something running towards me, and I said, "I typed on it in Jesus Christ's name." Then it stopped. I got home, and as I was unlocking the door to get in, you could hear the hoof marks running on the street. They ran and they started running in my driveway, and they started running towards me. I could hear the hoofs, and I couldn't see nothing there. And I came inside the house, closed the door and locked it, and I said, "You're not allowed here." I type on rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. But yeah, it was trying to come for me, but I fought it spiritually.
Some
So,
people
what are
will.
the things that you remember, Andres, to you that you've experienced? I know you see a lot of is it snakes and what else do you see?
I seen. I only seen one other snake in that, but that wasn't a dream. That was something else. It was another snake. This was during when I was in high school a few years ago. This
Hmm.
snake, it had the same thing as the predator cloak, and it was going across my feet. What I
Oh,
didn't do, yeah, I literally jumped back when I saw it because most of my encounters they last like a split second. I had two other kids my age next to me. I jumped back because I saw it. They both acted perfectly normal. I didn't think of doing the whole time tie binding rebuke because I didn't know about that back then.
yeah.
Like I knew about Jesus and that he can come he like he's given authority and all that, but I wasn't into that that much back then. And another thing, I told you this. This was when I saw the Black Panther or Jaguar. One one of the two that I saw in my backyard, and I saw it again, but the second time around, it was inside my kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And first time you told me to time plan and rebuke it, and you helped me out with a prayer, and that's when you said God showed you a vision of a tree that we had back in the backyard that was demolished, which we did have where you said it was,
Hmm.
and you told me to again to time plan and rebuke it because there's no way you could have known about that unless you're like someone who's been around this area, and you're all the way in Texas.
Yeah, no. I can see when I speak to people, I can sense their spirit, and said the spirit knows the spirit, so I'm able to see when I make contact with people, even through the phone. I can see the area that they live, but it's spiritually. So some people might consider it. What is it called? Astral projection. It's not astral projecting. It's just that I can see things as spirit when I make contact with somebody. If I touch somebody or make contact with somebody, a handshake, I know what they're about. I can sense. I can see. No difference than when somebody's sharing a story or they're opening up. I'm able to see when I'm hearing the story. I'm able to see locations of where the story's coming from. Uh, if it's truthful, I'm going to be able to see things. But no, it's a spiritual gift of discernment. So when I hear, then I pray. I pray for the people that they're whoever's going through. So I'll pray for them.
Yep, I was, and you were shown something.
Oh yeah, I always get shown things like that, uh, and that's why I just give you the advice of what is being shown to me to guide you to assist you spiritually. You know, to overcome whatever you're going through, or for anybody. That's what I do. Trust me, I've had this. Well, in Spanish, it's called a don. This calling, right? It's been all my life like this.
Mm-hmm. Or la ojo, the third eye, as Wolf likes to say it. You've had it
Yeah,
for
well,
a
the
very
ojo, the lojo is more of
the
the
third eye.
people cure with the ojo with the egg. The ojo means that somebody looked at you with an evil eye, and that they affect you in a negative way because the shadow ojo, and they give you the evil eye, and then you got the other ones where it's not that anybody was looking at you, but you might have seen something that scared the crap out of you. So then they have to cure cure you the asusto, which is something different than when somebody's trying to cure you the ojo. The ojo is because somebody gave you the evil eye. The person that looked at you a certain way probably had practices something or something nature that they have that kind of ability. So you have to pray against that, right? Maybe they might have done it unintentionally. Yeah. So
Hmm.
you got the ojo, you got the thing of curing people spiritually.
Yep, in casual conversation, she mentioned also something about a metal door opening. I've
Yeah.
definitely heard of that too. More like it sounds like a portal opening up.
Oh yeah, that's a it's a dimension, a different dimension. I've seen it. I've seen that the hoof man with the goat leg go into a portal like that into the middle street, like literally a rip in time opened up. You could see nothing but darkness. It went in there, and then it's like, what happened to the picture? It's the how is there a rip in time, and then it closes, and everything looks normal.
Yep, and I'm not sure if you remember, but you said in one of your videos, I think it was in the one with the guy where you find the truck, where during the activity, it sounds like you might. You said you it sounds like you might have heard a metal door opening, or a metal door opening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Then
especially on the other side of the woods. Yeah, I heard it metal door open and close, like real loud.
yeah, I'm not sure if you can catch it over the video, even with it slowed down because of the rest of the noise.
Y'all
Especially,
remember the sword that I had on the video, right? This
yeah,
was left of
that's
it. This was left of it. I made it all the way home. When I went to her room, I was going to put it back because it's a display. I had it and something broke it. It literally got hit and broke the selenite sword. But I made it all the way to the house. So this remains. I might work on it, try to fix it up. Buy me some super glue. I'm gonna do that project maybe tomorrow. See if I can fix it. But for right now, I got another one here on standby. Let me see if I can find it for y'all. Got another selenite sword somewhere here.
yeah. I gotta ask Dave, how much exactly did the Soul Sword cost? Because I want to get me one.
You want to get you one?
I want to get myself one.
Uh, man.
Like I know it's probably been a long time, so you might not remember.
Depends. Sometimes I sell them for 20. Sometimes I might sell them for 25. There's some little daggers that you can use also. They sell them for $10 or $15. But you want a selenite sword? I got it here somewhere. I just don't know exactly where it's at. I'm trying to feel for it, but I don't want to disconnect. Yeah, I got some little daggers, like little daggers. They're on this long. They're made of selenite. Of course, I'll carry this with me here. This selenite has been beat up, man.
Yeah.
Carry it around my neck with a black tourmaline.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it don't cost that much. I'll send you a link. A friend of mine is the one that I bought it from initially. Is a female. She's on my friend list. Maybe I'll direct you to her and tell her that ACS sent you, and she's the one that I bought the selenite sword from. Name is Sophia Sacramento. She sells minerals. Let's see if I can find it. I don't even know where it's at. It's hiding somewhere back there. That's okay. I'll search for it. Yeah, I need to fix this one, but yeah, I have some couple of friends that sell selenite swords. I just keep it as protection. I got all kinds of protection here, man. There's
Yeah,
you
you.
see, I get activity all the time.
Uh huh.
And and then when I'm trying to help out people or sharing my wisdom and knowledge, there's this unseen forces that get pissed off, and there's people that are listening from other groups that they believe in that get pissed off
Yep.
because I'm just speaking the truth, of the openings of what they use to attack. So people get offended, that's okay. So long as I'm doing the good works, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I'm just trying
Casual.
to help out people, man.
Yep. Casual asked them, "Do you think people get taken in these portals?" I say they do. That's a possibility. Like I was mentioning earlier, Casual, Jesse, Abe's cousin, and who was on earlier, actually said that he encountered a mimic of somebody he knew in the basement, and he doesn't know what would have happened to him if he walked down that staircase. For all we know, that entity could have taken him into a portal that was down in the basement that the entity opened and just took him. And just like you were saying earlier about you hear like metal sounds, a metal door opening. That could be a sound of a portal opening, something coming in, and if somebody follows the sound and goes to it, somebody could get pulled in by a demon. And
If they have an opening,
if they
uh,
if they have an
the-
opening,
yeah, um, the the selenite is used for energy cleansing, powerful for clearing negative energy from spaces, objects, and other crystals. It is you can charge it too. You put it in the sun, when the sun and the moon, the selenite. You can put your other minerals on it to charge them. Uh, it brings clarity and peace, promotes mental clarity, calms the mind, and helps see the bigger picture. Somebody uses they use them for decorations, such as logs, wands, spheres, and I have all three of them. I got some sphere selenites. I got towers made out of selenites that you can place a light underneath it and it'll light it up. Use it as a nightlight. You just can keep. You could avoid water from the selenite because the water dissolve it.
I was not aware of it.
Yeah, there you got to keep them away from water. But another thing about selenite is that it'll bring your guardian angels and the angels around you to assist you spiritually. It's a protector. So I keep selenites on my windows and the windows of the home, around the windows, and I keep it in my living room. I keep it everywhere. I got all kinds of different kinds of selenites, like for example, the stick selenites, and I have there's a different kind of selenite, but it's a selenite also.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
like a
big.
smoke, like a smoky selenite. It's just all natural. But there's free form selenite. There's little spheres. There's little palm stones that you can use just to relax. There's selenites that look like little unicorns. Uh, Different kinds, but it's good. My cousin Victor, and I know you'll remember him. When he passed away from the COVID, right? So I was kind of sad, missing cousin Victor. And in my dream, he was wearing white. He had a piece of raw selenite, and it's going like this. It's going like this, And this is before I even had any selenite. And I was like, he's showing me this thing, how it looks, and he's going like this, trying to tell me something, right? It's all in white, and he's showing me this clear piece of mineral. And I look at it, I'm looking at a dream, and I wake up, and it's like, man, what was that? And I start looking it up, white mineral, and I found it, selenite. And then that's when I found out that the selenite brings your guardian angels and angels around you. And I believe he was in white, that he was like a guardian angel, and he was trying, he's like guiding me spiritually, cousin Victor. Oh yeah, I have so many minerals you just don't understand. I got. I'm not gonna say how much money is worth, but it's up there. Many, many.
Yeah, I remember you showing them. At the it was a while, maybe at least a month back. You showed them Alexander this big block of I forgot which stone it was, which one, but you literally got a huge block and showed it on camera.
Oh yeah, I got a big one right here, right beside me. So what I'm gonna do is, whenever I do move, I'm gonna set up one of the rooms with all my minerals in it. It's kind of like a den, and I'm thinking I'm gonna set that up there as a main room where I'll be doing my shows, and I'm gonna have everything connected, all my minerals, so y'all can see them. So I'm gonna make it look good, man. And some of them I'm gonna have to put up. Meanwhile, till I find out what I'm gonna do. I got so many different kinds of minerals.
You have to put some of them in storage until you're settled.
Well, not in storage, because I'm just gonna have to put them up somewhere. I got a shed. Well, if everything goes well, it's gonna there's a shed out there where I can put them. Meanwhile, but just keep certain ones. I want to keep my, what do you call them? With the one with the lights, like all this that I have, I want to keep them and set it up the way I get to set it up here, but in the room where I'll be doing spiritual encrypted encounters. Yeah, I have too many. I have, just put it this way, I have boxes that I haven't opened up. And I'm
Well,
kind of glad that I got the boxes closed up because of the move.
yeah, yeah. Cynthia said you should read up on what stones shouldn't be near each other. Apparently, that's a new thing.
Well, you got to be careful because there is some minerals that are poisonous.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That I have heard
S-
about.
yeah, sulfur. Yeah, they're poisonous. There's some minerals that are poisonous, so you got to be careful with certain minerals.
All right, well, Abe, you've officially hit the 3 hour mark.
Oh shoot, we went a little bit overboard.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
I'm
you want to say your farewells before we go? So we
yep.
have 27 strong here. I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Talked about a lot of stuff. So, what would be your suggestion to the viewers, Andres, of how to fight spiritually? I mean, you see, the people where they're going through things. What advice would you give them?
As if you start noticing strange activity, you don't let it sit. You deal with it at the first sign that you notice it. And if any of your kids say something like they have a dream or they hear something, don't just pass it off as imagination, because that's what these things count on, imagination. Take them for their word, even if it does seem a bit silly. You never know, because these things let pull tricks. You put the necessary guards up, as in bless the property, bless your house, make sure to tie, bind, and rebuke it. In Jesus Christ's name, remember to have Jesus Put your belief in Him. Don't give these things any power. They all have to obey Him because He's He was given authority by God. Just stay focused on Him is what I gotta say. He's the answer to all of this.
You know, especially if your children are saying they're seeing things. I know that would happen to my sister a lot, where her children were seeing all kinds of things, and I'll go look. Like sometimes I will see in this other house I used to live, Acorn Creek. There were kids, and they were like, "Hey, there's a little boy and a little girl tapping on the window. They want us to come play outside." The problem is that it's a two-story home. They're on the second floor, saying there's a little boy and a little girl floating in the air, banging on the window. They want them to come play outside. So that would happen all the time. So I would go outside and pray, type under rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. Well, at that time, I would just pray, and say the Our Father, or say, "Hey, you're not welcome here. Stop coming over here to my house." And then there was a little native girl that would appear also with her eyes rolled back white, like she had drowned. So I want to go investigate in the woods in the back, and I found out that there was a cemetery in the back, an old cemetery, like a homemade cemetery, where I guess people place their loved ones there. So I said, "Oh, that's where the activity's coming from." But yeah, listen to your children, folks. If they're telling you, use your senses. The Heavenly Love Foundation, you'll be able to track them down, because they have to show themselves to the Heavenly Love Foundation. To spiritual good discernment, they're going to ID themselves to you.
All right, well, thank you, Abe. I'm gonna log off and begin the chat until you sign off. Thank you again for letting me come on.
No
And thank
problem, brother.
you.
No, thank you for coming on, man. Uh,
I wish you
Appreciate
well.
you.
I wish you well for the move and everything. Hopefully everything goes well for you.
Yes, appreciate it.
All right. Goodbye, Abe. Take care, man.
Good night. God bless.
You too.
So there you go, folks. Let me show a little gun show before y'all go. I'm just playing. I haven't worked out in 2 weeks. That's the most, I think, one of the most that I haven't done. No, there was time I didn't work out for about a month or 2 months when I was injured from my shoulder. But yeah, I've just been resting, and hopefully next week I'll be able to get back in the groove of things. Maybe it's dealing with age. When you get a certain age, you start losing uh, energy to do things. I don't know, but eventually I'll start my workout regimen back again. The power of belief. That's the key right there, brothers and sisters. Even though you know that you're seeing something, don't give it the power of belief, because it can manifest to be looking at you, and as soon as you give it this much belief, you're not going to see them no more. What's going to happen is they're going to start attacking you spiritually. Your vessel, your foundation, they'll start attacking you spiritually. That's what the unseen enemy did to me in Elms Grove. My sister remembers. I went through a lot over there, but thank my Lord and Savior that I was able to overcome it. Yeah, they wanted me, you could say they wanted me dead, but that's a story of my life. I've been like that through many situations, that I shouldn't be here, but I'm here for a reason. And I'm here to continue to do the good works. But in saying that, I will go get me some rest in a moment. I guess I'll go through Now, unless my sister wants to jump on here and share something. If she's still here, she probably went back to sleep. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, basically what I'm saying is depend on your spiritual instincts. Your heart, your spirit is not going to lie to you. If it's sensing something, it's letting you know something, it's letting you know for a reason. So the way you fight something of the spirit is spiritually through prayer and through Jesus Christ. That's how you can overcome the unseen enemy. Never lose your faith and believe in Him, in the Heavenly Father. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Later on tonight, we'll have see what we do the show later on tonight about. I think it's Brua Lechusa that we normally do on Fridays, but I don't know if I'm going to do one with this freeze coming through. But we'll see how cold it gets here in Texas. Stay warm, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning into Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. This is Brother Abe CS. Sergeant CS signing off. Everybody have a good night and God bless you. Peace out, everybody.